The Senate releases the testimony of John Paul Solano, recounting the morning law student Horacio Castillo III was killed. Solano gave his testimony on September 25. In an effort to clear his name, Solano did not hesitate to name his fraternity brothers in the aegis juris. They are Oliver John Onofre.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I invoke my right.
Okay. Sige, Claire, proceed.
Axel Hipe.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I would like to invoke my right po against self-incrimination.
Arvin Balag.
I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Thank you.
Mark Anthony
With
Ventura.
all due respect po, Your Honor, I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Thank you.
Zach Abulencia, and Dan Ragos. Solano also named one non-fraternity member, Romeo Laboga, the family driver of aegis juris member Ralph Trangia, who helped bring Castillo to the Chinese General Hospital. Solano says Balag was the head of the fraternity who asked him to lie and tell authorities that he just saw Castillo sprawled on the road in Balut, Tondo.
Anong sasabihin ko? Sabi ni Arvin Balag, sabihin mo na pulot mo sa Balut, Tondo.
Balag repeatedly invoked his right against self-incrimination when asked if he is the head of the fraternity, prompting the Senate to cite him in contempt for evading questions. Senator Panfilo Lacson directs the Senate Sergeant-at-Arms to place Balag in detention after the hearing. Castillo's father says by invoking their right against self-incrimination, the frat men are merely buying time.
Well, that is understandable, di ba? Kasi pag mayroong sinabi sila, well, they're just buying time. They're just buying time.
Two women in Tondo say their loved ones were gunned down in cold blood, contrary to police reports saying the men had fought back or nanlaban. Laidlin Ocampo says her father Rolando could not have resisted arrest since he suffered from tuberculosis. Ocampo's cousin Arlene Guibaga says her husband Sherwin Vitas and a teenager the family took in were also killed mercilessly. A CCTV camera recorded snippets of the incident. In the footage, plainclothes police arrive and start clearing the area. The cops run after the men who were having lunch. A shot from a different angle shows Rolando falling to the ground. One of the operatives then tilts the camera away from the view. According to a Manila Police District report, on October 1, undercover operatives of Police Station 2 Tondo were conducting a buy-bus operation in the area and had allegedly finished a deal when Rolando sensed danger. The report said Rolando ordered Sherwin and Ronnie to shoot at the policemen. It adds the policeman posing as a buyer fortunately evades the first burst of shots, and an exchange of gunfire ensued wherein suspects were fatally wounded. The report didn't say if cops were injured in the process. In Arlene's version of events, after the first shot was fired, the cop pointed the still-smoking gun at her, prompting her to go back inside the house. Arlene then heard 3 shots. The families of Rolando and Sherwin admit both men used drugs before. They also confirmed the two surrendered to local police when the war on drugs started. Laidlin says, they said they fought back. If it's you and a gun is pointed at your face, will you fight back? They're so skinny and weak. President Rodrigo Duterte's PDP Laban signs an agreement with the United Russia Party backed by Russian Federation President Vladimir Putin. PDP Laban President Senator Coco Pimentel signs the Memorandum of Understanding with Sergei Zelezniak, the Russian ruling party's Deputy Secretary General in St. Petersburg, Russia. In a statement, Pimentel says it is a, quote, historic moment as it brings Russia and the Philippines closer together through relations between the ruling parties and not just their governments. Pimentel has yet to respond to questions on the details of the agreement. The accord is PDP Laban's second memorandum with a foreign political party. In February, the ruling Philippine party signed a memorandum of agreement with the Communist Party of China. Under President Rodrigo Duterte, the Philippines has rekindled ties with Russia and China as part of his administration's so-called independent foreign policy. Duterte has since slammed the United States for supposedly interfering with domestic affairs, including his bloody drug war. Chinese President Xi Jinping delivers a stern warning to Taiwan Wednesday, saying Beijing has the will and power to thwart any attempts at independence. Speaking at a gathering with the Communist Party, Xi warns China has the resolve, the confidence, and the ability to defeat separatist attempts for Taiwan independence in any form. Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council called the Communist Party Congress's comments regrettable, saying China cannot win over the people through its one China policy. Ties between Taiwan and China have turned increasingly hostile since the election of Tsai Ing-wen as president last year. Beijing cut off official communication with her government shortly after she took office due to her refusal to publicly accept the One China concept. Tsai also angered Beijing when she called Donald Trump to congratulate him on his U.S. presidential election victory. Taiwan split from the mainland after a civil war in 1949, and while Taiwan sees itself as a sovereign nation, it has never formally declared independence. Disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein resigns from the board of his production company as Reese Witherspoon becomes the latest star to open up about her sexual assault experience. Weinstein was fired as co-chairman of the Weinstein Company on October 8, but still held a seat on the board until his resignation Tuesday. Around 40 actresses, including Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, Mira Sorvino, and Lena Headey, have come forward saying they were sexually harassed by the producer. The avalanche of accusations against Weinstein include rape, assault, and sexual harassment. Weinstein insists any sexual encounters were consensual. Until his downfall, Weinstein was one of the most powerful Hollywood moguls. His films received more than 300 Oscar nominations and 81 statuettes. Last week, he was expelled from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.